from 10 are all right there, and I know the UFO-looking dude is the one who's from 9.
Shout out to our resident stream runner and Mega Man historian, Chriselodian. As we get into our next game here, it's going to be Tomberry rocking the snake going up against, I don't know how to pronounce that, Katascient?
I'm going to assume it's Katascient, but we're going
to
go
go
for Cat. Regardless, it's Snake versus Steve. One of those characters from DLC Pack 2 we were talking about, and definitely a character who's grown quite a bit of infamy, whether it's
this
online
character,
or offline.
Yeah, this character, again, we've seen a lot of shades of the touch of death that Steve has to play with. So if you're Tomberry, again, a character in Snake that, when in advantage, feels like a top 5 character in the game, but in disadvantage feels like a bottom 5 character in the game, things can get very, very scary, especially with things like diamond weaponry being so prevalent in Steve's kit.
Yeah, this matchup introduces a very unique dynamic where Snake is going to just be naturally throwing a lot of stuff at you, and that pressure is just going to be ever present. Meanwhile, you build a wall, you get yourself safe, you get your resources together, and your power scaling is really good. But when push comes to shove, like, Snake just has more aggressive tools, and I think that aggression really has something to say for this matchup.
Oh, interesting to see how the grenades engage with the minecart right there. It did not break Snake free of anything, so it's quite interesting how that works. Steve stuck with the sticky, though, so if you're Katascient, you definitely have to be a little bit mindful as the damage creep continues to happen here, and a whiffed grab potentially going to open up bigger damage here for Tomberry.
I gotta say, Tomberry looks really comfortable in this matchup, just sort of letting Steve do their own thing, and then moving in to actually get the kill when it comes time to it, because it's a 3-1 count right now. And Tomberry has not really stopped with just sort of dancing around on Steve and throwing grenades.
Yeah, it looks like the Snake's kit definitely, one of the best at aiding here. Because you've seen, again, the touch of death combos are so huge, for Snake. It's hard to really get a touch of death when things are constantly exploding around you, at least forcing one or both of you, into hit stun.
It's also worth considering that even if this Steve managed to land one of their combo starters, which we haven't even had an opportunity to do so yet in game 1, you still have to account for the fact that grenade is going to interrupt your combo. You're constantly going to be reset into neutral, and not even throws are safe for this Steve.
Okay, that dramatic zoom was very funny because there isn't a hit stun animation for Steve or the Minecraft character, so he's just standing there.
Just gives you the office turn instead of actually looking at pain.
It's so funny. I can't get enough of it. But yeah, that was a dominating 3-stock there for Tomberry. Katascient, again, wasn't able to set up a lot of those, touch of death long strings that we've seen from Steve and the Minecraft characters. Lilat will be the stage choice here. We don't see the stateside a lot, Hangman. What do you think of the stage pick here for Katascient?
I think this is a phenomenal pick. For one thing, you're already seeing the value of the length of those plats protecting from the grenades, but also keep in mind that because of the nature of Lilac Cruise being a metal ship, you're going to be mining significantly more iron. That means that Katascient is almost guaranteed to be seeing iron tools very quickly, which means higher access to gold and diamond. Then also minecarts. Minecarts everywhere.
Yes. If a minecart hits you in space and no one's around to hear, it doesn't make a sound.
No, nothing in Minecraft makes sounds, apparently.
But that is a very valiant point there. I feel like, it gets slept on a lot that depending on what stage you pick, does change the resource pool slightly for Steve. As you see, again, the golden weapons coming out huge here, almost dropping the Acme on him with the down air, but coming up slightly short, though, despite all that, Tomberry still in a pretty sizable lead here. Oh, no.
That was actually hilarious. Minecart too high to properly hit, but not high enough to avoid the terror that is Snake up tilt.
Yeah, no, we definitely, all is created equal. Even in space, Snake's up tilt's still a very, very solid move.
Like people don't like Steve. I feel like this isn't a particularly hot take, but Steve is but a fresh terror in the minds and hearts of Smashers.
That is quite unfortunate if you're Tomberry, but very funny if you're a viewer at home, as the F smash will completely obliterate the government technology keeping Snake afloat right there in the cipher. So, you know, Katascient getting on the board here at the very least. You know, definitely not damage that can't be made up.
No, I feel like this is a lot more of an even-handed game compared to game one. For one thing, Katascient actually having some sort of impact on the match at hand, besides it just being Tomberry and his grenades. But also, like, once again, the fact that you're on Lilac just means that you have access to your better tools and so many uses of down air and side B with Reckless Abandon that, like, it needs to be stated again. Like, Lilac is such a good stage for Steve.
There we go. The Cypher, or the C4, excuse me, will be the stock ender right there for Tomberry's Katascient on their last stock right here. So let's see what the response is going to be, because, you know, one solid hit, it's definitely still an even game.
Yeah, but it's proven difficult to get that one solid hit. Like, the Steve can't even really move around without bumping into something. It's almost karmic. Like,
yeah. I couldn't have said it better myself, Eggman.
The C4 is right on Steve's head.
A lot of real estate there for sure.
This matchup is such clown shoes, dude. Like, both players are actually playing it out fantastically. I do have to put credit where it's due, but that's not going to stop it from being more or less funny.
Yeah, well, yeah. Visually, this matchup is hilarious. As you see, again, the lead is ever so extended here. The C4 will...
Sure.
It's so funny. Excellent stuff right there from Tomberry. Moving on against Katascient. Again, C4 and grenades really putting like a thorn into the side of Steve's neutral there. Like we brought up, minecart is such a huge part of this character's, you know, kit. You know, alongside things like, you know, up tilt into the block extensions that can lead to these long 0 to death strings. But Snake looks like he has plenty of tools to deal with minecart very easily, whether it be, you know, grenades, you know, trading and potentially blowing up the minecart, and you know, C4 sticking you through it and, you know, blowing up your car like it's an action movie.